so they're parallel. If it's easier for you to line up your big toes so they're parallel, the outer edges will follow. So you'll be okay. Line up your nose and your chin with your belly button. Relax your hands on your thighs, palms up or down, depends on how you're feeling this morning. And I invite you to close your eyes, because closing your eyes is the signal to the parasympathetic nervous system to kick in. And that's the one that takes us out of the sympathetic nervous system, which is where we spend most of our life fleeing, fighting, freezing. But by being here for just a few breaths, we allow the relaxation response to kick in. And we want to cultivate that on a regular basis throughout our day. So just allow yourself right here, right now, to begin by scanning your body, mind, spirit from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, to the tips of your fingers. Asking yourself, how and what am I feeling physically, mentally, emotionally? And letting those answers come. You don't have to edit them. You don't have to apologize for them. You don't have to do anything. Just observe the answers as they come. And you've heard me say many times over the years, using Thich Nhat Hanh's quote, we're here to take care of each other. To do so, we must first take care of ourselves. So I am so happy that you are taking care of yourself on a regular basis in all different kinds of ways, one of them being yoga, the other exercise classes, and hopefully soon back in the pool. But all of those things, little and big, count. And I hope that brings a smile to your face and to your heart about taking care of yourself. With the information that you got from your observations about how you're feeling and what you're feeling, I invite you to choose one, maybe two, that best fits for you this morning when you answer the question, what would I like to receive from yoga this morning? What would I like to receive from yoga this morning? And it can be anything. Often it's the first answer that jumps into my mind, but not always. So when you ask yourself the question, just be open to all of the answers that come. Maybe it's strengthening, maybe it's resting, maybe it's softening, maybe it's equanimity, maybe it's focus. Whatever it is, place that one thing behind your heart and then radiate to the soles of your feet, the tips of your fingers, the crown of your head, so that your whole self is alive with your intention for this morning's practice. Let it guide every choice you make in the poses. Let it guide your observations about your poses. Now I invite you to be aware, to turn your awareness to your breathing and simply notice, where do you feel the inhale? Where do you feel the breath as it moves into your body? Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in your sides? Do you feel it in your back? Do you feel it in your belly? And where do you feel your breath as it leaves your body? And you're just becoming aware. You're turning your awareness to your breath. And now we'll begin moving with the breath, slowly and gently and easily and evenly. Inhaling, lift your chin a little. Exhaling, lower your chin toward your chest, but keep your heart lifting. So you're not rounding your back, you're just letting your chin float down. Inhaling, lifting your chin. Exhaling, lowering your chin. Inhaling, lifting your chin. Exhaling, lowering your chin. Inhaling, bringing your head back to the center. And I don't know if you can hear this, but my neck is cracking like crazy. So if yours is also, it's okay. It's just the synovial fluid moving into the joints, and that's a good thing. Breathe in. When you exhale, turn your chin toward your left shoulder. Breathe in here. And when you exhale, bring your chin back to the center and then toward the right shoulder. And breathe in. And exhale, bringing your chin to the center and over to the left again. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring your chin back to the center and over to the right. And you're just noticing, you're being aware of each movement as you do it. This time, when you bring your chin over to the left shoulder, let your eyes keep going. Inhaling here. And now exhaling to the center and over to the right. Let your eyes keep going toward the back side of your body. Inhaling. And exhaling your chin back to the center. Inhale. When you exhale, let your chin drop slowly, slightly. And now we'll begin just bringing your chin toward the left shoulder, back to the center, over to the right. And just letting it very gently sway back and forth. And now bring it back up into the center, and let's just make half circles. So it goes from one chin to the other, and you're lifting as you get to the shoulder. And when you've done each side evenly, come back to the center and just pause right here. Inhale, lift your shoulders to your ears. Exhale, let them slowly float down, being aware of the sensations in your body as you move. Breathing in, lifting your shoulders to your ears, and breathing out, letting your shoulders float down. Inhaling, shoulders to your ears, and exhaling, maybe noticing that with each exhale, your shoulders come down a teeny tiny bit. This time we'll inhale, and when we exhale, we'll bring our shoulders back and down. Inhale them forward and up. Exhale them back and down. Inhaling them forward and up. Exhaling them back and down. Inhaling them back and up. Exhaling them forward and down. So we're just reversing the circles, keeping them slow, keeping them gentle, keeping them in time with and in tune to the breath. And when you finish the one you're on, reverse your circles again so that you're inhaling up and exhaling back and down. And do that 2 more times. You can let your hands slide along your legs if that feels like they want to. And then just relax your hands on your thighs. Let's make gentle circles with the wrists in any direction you feel compelled. And now reverse your directions. And just notice what you're feeling in your hands and your wrists and your elbows and your shoulders. And now let's put the hands back down. Take a breath in. When you exhale, bring your navel to your spine and lift one of your legs. Point and flex that foot. And now make gentle circles with that ankle. First in one direction, and now in the other direction. And now bring that foot right back down. Breathing in. When you exhale, draw your navel to your spine, lift your other foot, point and flex it. And it doesn't matter how high or how low it is. And now we'll make gentle circles. First in one direction. And just notice which direction you tend to go first. And now reverse. And now let's put that foot back down. Pause right here for a breath in and a breath out. And now when you inhale, reach your hands up over your head. We'll make circles with the whole torso. Exhale to your left and down and pause. Breathe in, moving to the right and up. Exhaling to the left and down, and let your whole spine move. So you're floating over your thighs as you come down and over. And let yourself move with your own breath. Just remembering to pause at the end of the exhale and let your head hang. And pause at the end of the inhale before you move over to the side. Noticing all along your spine. Noticing your neck, your head, your shoulders, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. And now let's reverse our circles. So we're still breathing in as we come up, we pause, breathing out as we come down, we pause again. And when we're paused over our thighs, let your head hang. Feeling yourself building energy, building focus, noticing what's happening as it's happening in your body. Let's finish the one we're on. Let our hands at our sides. Begin to breathe in. Reach your shoulders forward and up, and exhale them back and down. Inhale your shoulders forward and up. Exhale them back and down. Inhale them forward and up. Exhale them back and down. And now let's bring our hands to our thighs right by our knees. So breathe in and pull your heart forward and lift your chin a little bit. Press your fingertips into the lower part of your kneecaps to support you. When you exhale, press the heels of your hands into your thighs. Start your movement with your pelvis. So the top of your pelvis goes back toward the back of the chair, and then you round your upper back and let your head hang. So we inhale, pressing the fingertips into the lower ends of the lower part of the kneecap. Pull your heart forward, your chin gently up. Exhale, press the heels of your hands. Let the top of your pelvis move back. Round your lower back. Let your head hang. Inhaling, the top of the pelvis comes forward. You begin arching your back as you lift your heart and your chin. Exhaling, pressing the heels of the hands into the thighs, letting the top of the pelvis round back, round your middle back, let your head hang. So now moving with your breath and just focusing on letting the movement begin with the pelvis. When you're moving to cow, that is the chest forward, the top of the pelvis comes forward. When you're moving to cat, the top of the pelvis moves back. So again, we're moving the spine. The spine settles into the pelvis. So when we move the pelvis first, the spine gets to follow along. Let's do one more. Following your inhales, lifting you up, and then your exhale, rounding back. Now coming to a neutral spine, into Tadasana. Checking your feet, because they always go where they're used to going. Checking your knees. In fact, heel toe your feet out a little wider so that they're either as wide or even wider than the legs of your chair. I'm assuming you're on either a dining room or a kitchen chair. So if your chair is this wide, don't go that wide. Just wider than your hips. And we'll start the sun salutations by inhaling, reaching up, exhaling, floating forward, holding on to the back of the chair and letting the upper body come over the thighs. Let's stay here for 3 breaths more, focusing on the chest from shoulder to shoulder and letting this soften, remembering that every time we bring our awareness to a body part, it responds by softening. If this means anything to you, spin your upper arms out, away from each other. Breathe in here, lift up a little bit. Exhale, bring your elbows to your thighs and let your head hang. Inhale, press your elbows into your thighs to lift your upper body just a little bit. Exhale, press your feet down, thighs to the chair, draw your navel to your spine, and lift up to a seated position. Inhaling, reaching up high. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, lift your heart a little bit. Exhale, elbows to your thighs, let your head hang. Inhale, press your elbows into your thighs to lift your upper body a little. Exhale, feet down, thighs to the chair, navel to spine, using your core to lift you to a seated position. Inhaling, reach up high. Exhaling, folding forward, holding on to the back of the chair. Inhale, lift your heart, spin your upper arms out. Exhale, elbows to your thighs, let your head hang. Inhale, press your elbows into your thighs to lift your heart a little bit. Exhale, press your feet down, thighs to the chair, draw your navel to your spine. Lift yourself back up to seated Tadasana. Close your eyes and check in once more, scanning your body from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet to feel where you might feel differently than when you started, to notice whatever you're feeling, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, as we pause here to breathe and to be, letting go of everything and nothing all at the same time. With your next inhale, reach your hands up to the sky. Exhale, bring your navel to your spine and turn gently to your left side. Let your hands come down. Your right hand is down in front of you. Your left hand is down behind you. Lift your heart, widen your collarbones. Bring your lowest ribs in so that they're level with the top of your pelvis. And remember that we need to visualize what it is we're asking the body to do so that the body understands what it is we're aiming for. Even when we can't get there, it still gets the message that this is where we'd like to head. Breathing in, reaching your hands up, coming back to the center. Exhaling, navel to your spine, turning to the opposite side. Right hand down behind you, left hand down in front of you. Lifting your heart, drawing your lowest ribs so that they're level with the top of the pelvis. You can turn your chin towards your back shoulder. You can keep your chin in line with your belly button. Do whatever honors how you're feeling this morning. And it may very well be different from side to side. You know this better than most. Let's honor that difference. On your next inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, navel to spine. Turn to your left side again. Bring your right hand to either the chair between your legs or to your left thigh or knee. Reach your left hand up. Reach your left buttock down. Breathe in. When you exhale, float over to your right side. Let your right knee support you as it leans on your right thigh. And just breathe here, visualizing your breath, the full length of the left side of your body. One more breath in and out, letting go, releasing, inhaling, coming back up to the center, back to Tadasana with arms lifted. Exhaling, turn to the right. bring your, left hand to your right thigh. Reach your right hand up into the sky. Reach your right buttock down and breathe in to the right side. And exhale, float over to the left, using your left elbow supporting you as it rests on your left thigh. Reaching your right buttock into the chair, reaching your right fingertips away from your right buttock. And visualizing your breath, the full length of the right side of your body. On your next inhale, use your right hand to pull you up. Both hands come up as you come back to the center. Exhale, float forward again, holding on to the back of the chair. And just pause here for 3 breaths, slow, long, even, deep breaths in and out. Letting the breath weave its magic of softness wherever it touches. Breathing in. Begin to exhale, bring your navel to your spine, press your feet down, and come back to a seated position. Pause right here with your hands on your thighs in whatever way it feels comfortable for you. Now let's turn to the right side and sit so that the back of your right knee is against the seat of the chair. Your left buttock is hanging off the chair. Your right forearm and hand are on the back of the chair, and your left knee is pointing down to the ground as best it can. Take your left hand and gently push the bottom of your pelvis forward. As soon as you do this, you'll feel something in the front of your left thigh. And keeping your pelvis there, reach your left hand up into the sky. We'll stay here for 3 breaths and then release your hand to your side, and we'll stay here a little bit longer to soften the psoas, that muscle that goes from just below your rib cage to just above your kneecap and touches every organ in your abdomen, touches your diaphragm. So keeping it soft and long helps us breathe as well as digest our food and just feel overall better. And we cannot stretch it, but we can lengthen it by softening. So now, stretch that left leg out to the side and point your toes forward. Lean against the back of your chair. Reach your left hand and arm over your head and visualize your breath moving from your fingertips, along your arm, under your arm, along your side body, along your leg, all the way down to your foot. In and out. On your next inhale, let your left hand pull you up. When you exhale, bring it behind your thigh and bring yourself back to the center, back to Tadasana, where we'll pause, giving yourself the gift of aligning before we move anywhere else. So look at your toes, lift your heart, line up your nose and your chin with your belly button. Give yourself that centeredness before we move to anywhere else. Breathing a few breaths in and out here, noticing whatever there is to notice. And on your next exhale, turning yourself to the other side, the back of your left knee is against the seat of the chair. Your right buttock is hanging off. Your left forearm and hand are on the back of the chair, and your right knee is pointing down toward the ground as best you can. Take your right hand against your buttock and gently push the pelvis for the bottom of the pelvis forward. You'll know you're there because you'll feel sensation in the outer part of your right thigh. Keep your pelvis there. Inhale your right hand over your head. Stay here for 3 of your breaths. And on your third exhale, let that right hand come down and just pause right here for several breaths, visualizing your breath moving in and out of that space to help bring softness, and recognizing all the good that you do for your whole self, mind, body, spirit, when you give yourself the gift of softening your psoas. On your next inhale, stretch your right leg out to the side, lean against the back of your chair, bring your right hand over your head and visualize your breath the full length of the right side of your body. Fingertips along the arm, under the arm, along the side, down the leg, to the heel and the foot. When you finish your third exhale, inhale your right hand up, exhale it behind your thigh to bring that knee forward, come back to the center of your chair. Again, give yourself that gift of alignment. Take whatever time you need to line up your toes, to lift your heart, to line up your nose and your chin with your belly button, to give yourself that pause, to close your eyes so you can come back into and extend that relaxation response. Now, if you have your eyes closed, open them. Take hold of your left wrist with your right hand, the left palm facing your head. As you breathe in, gently pull those fingertips, that wrist, up to the sky and reach your left buttock into the chair. Rest your right ear against your right arm. Breathe in the full length of the left side of your body. And when you exhale, reach your left buttock into the chair and float ever so slightly over to the right side. Relax your neck by relaxing your head against your arm, your right arm. Breathe here, in and out. One more time if you can. And then inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, relax your hands down. Let's pause here for a breath in and a breath out, just to center, just to bring a little more ease. And now take hold of the right wrist with your left hand. Reach your right buttock into the chair. Gently pull that arm and rest your left ear against your left arm. And when you breathe out, float over to the left side. Breathing in, breathing out. On your next inhale, coming back to the center, relaxing your hands down to your thighs. And now scooting yourself forward so you're on the edge of the chair, obviously not coming so far forward that you don't feel safe. But I'd like you to be able to feel what happens in the, we're going to start with the left leg, but in the left thigh, because what we're working on is rotating the thigh in the hip socket. So just bring your left ankle over your right ankle and let the left knee just kind of float out to the side. Very slowly, see what happens when you begin sliding your left heel up your right leg. See what happens. Are you able to keep your knee out, or does your knee come back to the center? If it comes back to the center, go back to the place where you could keep your knee out to the side. Does this make sense? I know if we were together, you would tell me yes or no, but watch me to see if it helps. So when I cross my ankle, that knee just goes out to the side. We want it out to the side. And as I slide my heel up, the knee stays out. And that's what we want. You can't make yourself do that. So what we're working at is just observing how high we can come before it starts to come back to the center. If this feels really easy for you because you have a lot of mobility in your hip, then take one of your blocks and just rest your left foot, ankle, foot, against that block so that you can stay here and the knee still is going out to the side. If this is really easy for you, then you can bring your foot higher and put it onto your right thigh. But notice that my knee is still out and maybe even more out. So if you have constrictions in your hip joints, this won't work for you and we can't force it to do anything. So find the place where you could maintain that turning out of your left thigh, knee and thigh, because the knee is kind of a prisoner of the hip and the ankle. So go where it works for you, and we'll stay here for a couple more breaths, lifting the heart, lengthening the spine through the crown of the head. And now let's bring that left foot to the mat and do the same with the other side. So now the right heel is resting against the front of the left leg. And we just pause here to let the knee and the hip catch up with us. So it's rotating, that thigh is rotating in the hip joint. And you can't control how much mobility you have, but we can work with the mobility that you have by honoring it and very, very, very slowly moving with that. So slowly bring your right heel up towards your knee, noticing when your knee, if it does, starts to come back to the center because you can't rotate it anymore. So then go back to where you could keep your leg rotated. If this is easy for you, bring a block under that foot. If even that is easy for you, bring your ankle onto your thigh. Always honoring where you are right now. And breathing. On your next exhale, bring that right foot to the mat. Heel toe your feet out so that your knees are wider than the seat of the chair. Bringing your bolster or your cushion or your block behind you to support your back at your shoulder blades so that it helps you lift your heart up. Relax your hands so that, try this, the pinky side of the hand is resting against the knee and your whole hand is soft. And you breathe here, close your eyes and feel your breath. I invite you to follow this breathing pattern with me for about 5 minutes. I'll let you know when to stop and just go back to your regular breathing. But we'll breathe in and out 2 regular breaths. Two of your regular breaths. And now we'll breathe deeply in and deeply out, working to keep the inhale and the exhale the same length. And you don't have to count, just feel. And now breathe 2 of your normal breaths in and out. Long, slow, even deep breath in. Feeling your back expand with your breath as you're breathing into the back side of the lungs, which is 60% of our breathing capacity is in the back. And breathing out, working to maintain the sameness of the inhale and the exhale. 2 normal breaths in and out. A slow, long, even deep breath in. Slow, long, even deep breath out. 2 of your normal breaths in and out. And now just repeat this pattern, and I will ring one of the bowls to let you know when to begin just breathing your normal breaths in and out. Breathing your normal breath in and out. And as you breathe, I offer you a blessing for presence. Awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. Have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. Receive encouragement when new frontiers beckon. Respond to the call of your gift and the courage to follow its path. Let the flame of anger free you of all falsity. May warmth of your heart keep your presence aflame. May anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror an inner dignity of soul. Take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. Be consoled in the secret symmetry of your soul. May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder. I invite you to become once again aware of your breathing, to draw a very deep breath all the way to the soles of your feet, to pause in the fullness of your breath, and now slowly, slowly, slowly let your breath out, letting it carry away with it any remaining tension or tightness of the mind, body, spirit, and pause again in the stillness. And when you begin breathing in, if you still have your glasses on, I invite you to take them off and put them to the side, to rub your hands rigorously together to generate some heat. Gently cup your hands over your eyes and receive the warmth from your hands in your eyes, their sockets, your cheekbones, your jawbone, all the way down to your heart. Place a smile behind your eyes, behind your lips, behind your heart, and receive the softness that moves into your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Bring your palms together. We'll honor ourselves and each other with the word that's used throughout the Himalayas to say hello and goodbye, and which means the light that is me honors the light that is you. Namaste. 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 Have a beautiful, beautiful